A few words about Raphael. This is certainly a film that can move you, at least if you have the experience of this viewer, who has been quite challenged by the motion picture, alas, in almost all the wrong ways. It annoyed me at a certain point, perhaps already after half of it is gone. The story becomes maybe surely a mirror because of the famous beauties in the eye of the beholder, that is, works of art of any kind show perhaps just as much or more about them, the works, as the audience. I mean, for instance, you can look at this and say, wow, what a touching, emotional, tragic, turbulent, morbid story, and what an impact, and what it says about immigration, about our policy, about the fact that we're so villainous, so monstrous to those people who try and reach our shores, and then they have to cross the Mediterranean as the hero, Tunisian man who is desperately trying to reunite with his wife from Holland. Kimi is the wife, and what a sensation! What a wondrous narrative. Yeah, you can say that. But then on the other hand, you find a villain like this one who says, well, this guy could have married her just to get there for the passport. And then they both do a lot of wrong and ultimately annoying, as I said, things in the process, and we're here sitting and supposed to cry for them. Fuck. Well, I'm exaggerating. I didn't really go as far, but that was my thought. It's true, it happened to me. In what sense? I mean, I didn't have to cross the Mediterranean and so on. True, I only had to cross the Iron Curtain and be cold-shouldered by Austrians, Germans. So in a way, I understand some of it. They didn't put me in a camp or anything. Part of the experiences are there. Let's say on the blog, let me not make this about me. More than in the sense that it is a personal note, and this is how I felt in some... Termina! Yevesi. It's the water cannon, like the police uses for immigrants. The same lack of mercy. So yeah, it shows how monstrous I can be. I mean, I had the plans abandoned because we ultimately got our freedom. Now we're in the European Union and so on. But I had two. Plan A and Plan B, both of which involve marrying women, one from England, one from the US, and get the hell out of here if it stays, say, like Tunisia in this story. So Tunisia is through a turmoil, the Arab Spring. We're getting a lot of details about that. We're getting the Human Rights Declaration and all that. And to me, it seems like a preaching, a pompous, pathetic at times a narrative, which may be believable, and then it's just this. Also, maybe the circumstances. It wasn't. They annoyed me yesterday, and then I took my anger on the poor movie. But for instance, let me say this. Yes, there's the story of the crossing. That's more than sad. A young woman dies. Raphael, the title, dies too, a good friend of our hero, and then this would be the name of the baby that the two have, the Dutch woman and her husband from Tunisia. So there's that. But then in the camps, which are, of course, places of horror in so many ways, our anti-hero, let me say this, misbehaves and then acts aggressively and attacks the guards. Yes, there's a reason, there's more, but again, when this happens, there are consequences. That's the idea, and I'm not nationalistic. I get the idea, I get the point. As I said, I've been there, we're still there in some ways. I mean, it's still us at the periphery of society in some ways. Well, not this house. Not its level is good, as long as it will last. We'll see about loans, we're in debt, and what the pandemic brings, and so on. Again, I know the feeling of being from the east, southwest, or Balkans for some, and being rejected by very, very cold, very mean people in Austria and Germany. Yeah, I know that, and I in a way, I see what. But then he has a path. He has this woman who has married him. She's great. I didn't like the way the actress Clavero played the part. She seemed cold. She seemed, well, Dutch and Nordics are different. I'm not doing this as those of us from the south or nearer the south. That's also true. So that's a sign of many gestures and things like that are not a sign of deep love and deep feelings and admirable affection. No, that's also true. But I mean, I didn't like her. The guy acted erratically, as I said, and termina. Wait. And in quite a few ways, he's got what he was begging for. Wait, and it will be okay. You have at least a path. You have. So, I don't know. As I said, the film was something in the way that it provoked a reaction. So maybe for that reason, it should be laudable. It's not one of those things you look at and you're bored and yeah, I know, cliché, déjà vu. On a vu tout ça. Qua ancora, and so on. Termina mai. Okay, so the biased, wrong opinion, but there it is. It's mine.